So we have seen several steps in software development life cycle, and also here are some of the example phases that can be carried out in software's development. Okay, so these steps can follow a pattern, and based on the pattern it's been followed, it can be divided into several models. Okay, we are going to see about the models now. The first model is waterfall model. Okay, you'll be having several phases. As we have discussed it before, we'll have certain steps that will be carried out. The user requirements will be got, and after that it will be designed, implemented, verified, and then it is maintained. These are several phases. Okay, so in waterfall model, what pattern that is being followed is uh, one by one the steps will be carried out, and there is no possibility of going back. Once the process starts here, it will end up at last. Okay, you cannot end up in between, you cannot go back. Okay, it is also a drawback here, because once if there is any design change need to be made, but actually your project is in other verification or in coding phase, we cannot go back. That is actually a drawback in waterfall model, but this is the simplest models because there is no complexity. It will follow from first stage, second, third, it will go one by one. But the only disadvantage here is we cannot go back. It will follow the linear motion, so backtracking or checking back is not possible. This is one model, and this is the simplest of the other models. And in iterative model, what is the thing that is carried out is, if we have two stages, like here for example testing and verification is taken, and so what happens is testing and verification will be carried out. Again, there can be iteration made possible between one or two steps, like designing, coding, testing, verification, and then again this design, coding, testing and verification, like that. If you have 4 steps, it will be iteratively carried out. Okay, why they are iteratively carrying out these steps is because they wanted an error prone software without any bugs. It should satisfy the user, that's why. Okay, and also the future maintenance will be made easy by this iterative model. Okay, so here the software is developed in iterations. Iteration of its phases is carried out, and the process of developing in cyclic manner, that is repeating every step after every cycle of SDLC processes carried out here. Okay, in iterative model. The next model is spiral model. Okay, as you can see here, every step, okay, if you have 7 phases, that 7 phases is divided among these 4 steps. That is, first one is progress, product development, next phase planning, and objective identification. Okay, so what happens here is, initially they'll identify and they'll start the progress. Okay, and then the product will be developed, and next phase planning will be carried out. It is done in a spiral way. So a single project or a software development can have n number of spirals like this. Okay, you can have n number of spirals. There is no limit for this. And also another one positive thing here is, your spiral model can be used to calculate the cumulative cost, the cost that is evolved, or the cost that is needed to develop particular software can be easily identified. And okay, and this model actually starts with determining the objectives and constraints of the software. Okay, and in next phase, what is carried out is prototyping the software. Prototyping means making a model and identifying the positives and negatives. Okay, so here using this, the risk can be analyzed easily. Yes, risk can be analyzed easily, and apart these two are the very specific steps that is carried out in this spiral model. Apart from this, risk management and prototyping, other normal steps like designing, coding, integration, test and implementation is also carried out. But only difference is it will be carried out in a spiral way. So n number of times your steps will be carried out, so that it will make your project run in a better way. Okay, the next model is V model. Okay, uh, the we have already seen about waterfall model. From first step to last step, it will move in a linear way, as that is not very much easy to get error free software, right? Because one after the other, if the in the third stage some error or some need is being added, then we cannot move on to the first phase. So in V model, what is included is in each and every step, okay, uh, it's made error free. You can see here, here in this side, verification is carried out, requirement gathering. These are the different phases or steps: requirement gathering, system analysis, system design, module design and coding will be carried out. So here normal phases or normal steps will be carried out, and you can see here nearby that parallelly you have a type of testing. These are different types of testing. So there is a testing that is that can be carried out in this requirement gathering phase, that is acceptance testing, because whatever requirements is there, it should be accepted by both parties, right? By the business people and with the developer team, it should be a mutual one. So acceptance testing is done here. Okay, and then if it after that it moves on to the next phase, that is system analysis. At this time system testing is carried out. Okay, this focuses on the system, whether the requirements, whether the design made is perfect, it will check. Okay, and then in the next phase, designing, integration testing is done. So even though you make a design, is integration made possible? If it satisfies the requirement, it will be checked here. And in module design, unit testing is done. And then coding will be automatically debugged using a compiler, right? So in each and every step, this also moves in a linear way. But what is the difference is, as we cannot move, okay, it's a variant of waterfall model, as it passes in a linear manner. Okay, it is followed in a straight way. Okay, you cannot pass back things, but also we have to remove the drawback. Okay, if there is any error occurs, we cannot move back, right? So we have to eradicate this particular drawback. So for that, each and every step is being checked with different types of testing. Okay, this is verification here, and here it is validation. Okay, validating. Verification, it will verify, okay, what are all the needed things here. Validation means it's approving, it's satisfying, this step is satisfying the need, this is satisfying the need. Likewise it will check. Okay, so this is called as V model.